In episode number 216, we cover the return, the debut, the very much anticipated and wanted Young Justice Season 3.
Also, not quite as exciting, but still pretty cool, we are going to talk about our thoughts on the latest Wonder Woman trailer.
There's also been an extension on Lucifer Season 2, your favorite DC show.
My favorite DC show. And finally, our comic book highlight of the week is going to be Superman number 10.
All of this and more on today's show. Hello and welcome to the Reasons I'm Broke podcast, bringing you the reasons we're broke every week, ranging from comics, movies, TV, video games, and more. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Kelly.
For any new listeners out there, the way we format the show is first we cover news ranging from comics, movies, TV, video games, and more, and then we follow up with a comic book highlight of the week. And I am mostly recovered.
Still a little sick. Yes, Brokeheads, we are so sorry that we missed out on, or rather that you missed out on last week because we didn't even record it. But Daniel was so sick and in bed and couldn't even speak without coughing. You can still hear him coughing now. It was pretty bad. I was worried you had pneumonia. I was ready to bury you on the Oregon Trail.
Mexicans don't get pneumonia.
Okay, well, they gave you the same antibiotics as when I had pneumonia. So, it was bad enough that you went to the doctor.
Because you made me go to the doctor.
No, you were ready to go to the doctor.
You definitely made me go. You said if you're not better by this certain day, then you have to go to the doctor. And I did. Went to the doctor, used my fucking insurance that is costing us so much fucking money, and put it to use.
Well, I mean, that's good. That's what it's for. I'm paying for it anyway.
Yeah, so I am definitely much better than last week. As you heard, again, I am going to be coughing a little bit throughout. But hopefully this rum and coke will help out a little bit. I'm sure there's a little bit of alcohol in cough syrup.
So that's like the same thing. A lot. People drink cough syrup to get drunk sometimes. It's not good for you, but they do it.
Either way, thank you so much for understanding, Brokettes. And I did put out an announcement. Actually, you did on Patreon. When you put up the post, I showed you how to work Patreon. What'd you think
I learned.
Of posting?
I mean, it was a thing, and I did it.
Yeah, and also, we ended up doing a kind of a collaboration video last week, or 2 weeks ago, with a couple of my friends that were visiting in town. So that was a lot of fun. We hope you enjoyed that, but that is not normally what the podcast is. It is something special. If you did enjoy last week's episode and you're a newer listener, do be sure to check out number 208, which ties into that one in a way because of Mr. Riggs' previous appearance before 2 last episodes. But otherwise, it's been overall a rough week.
A little bit.
We have two things that you are struggling with personally. Yes. Let's go with what you dealt with today, actually.
Oh, man. Well, I dealt with two things today.
Yeah, that's
true.
2 big things today.
But I'll start with the most recent. I actually dealt with it about an hour ago. So I am in the market for a new car. My car was a wonderful high school graduation gift from my parents. And it's great, and it has lasted me many, many, many years. But it is dying. and I just need a new one. So being an adult now, it is the task that I've taken upon myself to go out into the world and negotiate for cars. And anybody who's done this knows that it is a terrible fucking experience.
A necessary evil.
It's a necessary evil because, I have a certain budget, but then I'm also very picky. I have the certain kind of car that I want, and that's the only kind of car I want. It's got to be a Honda Civic. Done. That's it. I know the certain amount of mileages that I want. I have a certain year or newer that I want, and I have features that I want, like backup camera, Bluetooth. Those are things that my car has to have. Those are non-negotiables. But I still have my budget. It is very hard to find what I want within my budget. It just is, and it can be found, but it is difficult to find. So I went out today. There was a car that I wanted to look at. My dad wasn't available to go with me because my dad is like a car guru, right? And I'm like, I'm just going to go look at it myself. So I look and I check all the things and it checks out and it drives great and it's low. It has everything that I need, right? So then I go in and I'm talking to him, trading my car in, which I get like jack shit for my car. It's just not worth anything.
I mean, it is missing a bumper, so.
I mean, it doesn't have a bumper. It's falling apart on the inside. They pretty much told me, they're like, we're only going to give you this much, and we're just selling it for parts. Like, that's essentially what they told me my car is worth now, is parts. Which, I mean, is fine. They came up a little bit on that price, because I was like, I'll go down the street, and they'll give me, like, $500 more than that. Like, come up a little bit. So they came up a little bit, and I was talking to the manager, and he slid me a number, and I'm like, so this is the number. And he says, yeah, that's it. And I said, this is the number out the door for my trade-in and that car. Like, this is what it's going to be. And yeah, that's it. So I go out and I call my dad, and, I'm talking to him, and he's like, yeah, that's, your budget. That's a great price. I can come out and look at it, or you can be an adult. And I'm like, I'm going to be an adult. I almost threw up. It was real scary. So I go back in, and I said, okay, I'm confirming. This is the price out the door. This is the price. And the guy told me again, yes, that is the price out the door. That's what you're going to pay. Okay, let's do it. So I go up, I got my checkbook in my hand, and I slap it down on the table, because they won't take any credit, it's only cash, and I'm like, well, this is stupid, but whatever.
It's also shady.
It is shady, yes, but I get paid at midnight, so checks won't bounce. That's fine, that's all I cared about, right? So I sit down, and he's doing up the paperwork, typing everything. He goes, oh, there's a problem. And I go, okay. And he goes, well, we forgot to include tax. So it's really going to be this price that's $700 more. And I said, I can't afford that. This is what I can afford. This price that you told me the first time, that's what I can afford. Well, let me talk to my boss. And he goes back and he talks to 3 different bosses. And he comes back, well, we can't bring it down to this price, but we'll knock off this much and I'll give you my commission. My commission's $200. I'll give you cash for my commission. I just want you to have the car.
Oh, the old song.
That's what he said.
What a charitable salesman.
Man, right? He doesn't need his $200 commission. He will give that to me cash.
He was working for free the whole time he was talking to you.
So, granted, I've been with these people for about 2 hours now. By the time it, looked at the car, and I looked at every inch of that car. Made sure it was okay. By the time I test drove it, all this stuff. Talked to them, see what they give me trade-in, da-da-da. Price was still too high. They came down. It was still $500 more than they quoted me the first time. And I said, no, this is my price. This is what I have. That is all the money that I have. That is what I will pay you. Well, let me talk to my boss. And he goes back and he talks, and they're talking and they're talking.
Dicking around.
Just waiting a long time. And then they come back and he goes, I'm sorry, we can't meet that price. And I said, all right, I'll take my keys for my car that I was going to trade in. Have a nice night.
See you later, bye.
Shook his hand. Thank you for your... Because I even told him, I said, I will write you a check tonight. I will hand this check to you. But that is my price. And he wouldn't meet it, so...
Well, unfortunately, as we said, that is the dance that you have to play in the fucking game. You have to play with these people.
Here's the thing, and I know what they were doing. Because as soon as they told me that I could have the car, I then form an emotional attachment to the car. I was excited. I knew I could play my cool music. I was going to have my sunroof, which the sunroof was a bonus, by the way. I was real excited for that, right? All this stuff. It just wasn't the color that I wanted, but everything else was perfect. And so they knew that most people won't walk out for an extra $400 or $500 once they start thinking of the car as theirs. But it was the principle of the thing. And I knew they did it because I was a woman, and they think they can get easy money out of women. They even came back and they said, well, can you make arrangements for the rest of the money?
Do you have a man that can help you with this?
They said they could give me a cash advance on a check. I was like, no, this is the money that I have. I am not going to go into any more debt for this car. This is the money that I have. That's all you're getting out of me.
They're going to call you tomorrow.
They're going to call me tomorrow, and they probably still won't come down to the price that I wanted, but they're going to call me tomorrow. And at this point, I'm kind of like, do I really want to do business with them? If they're going to pull shady things like that?
It won't be the first or last time that you have to do this. Actually, we've done it before. I did it with my car.
Right. Well, I did it with my old... I take that back. My dad did it with my old car. But me, I'm like, listen, sir, there's 61 of those Honda Civics here in Orlando that I can find. 61 of them. I don't need yours. I can go down the street to Joe Schmo, and he's not going to dick around, and he's going to give me what I want. If I go to the Honda dealer, I could go to a Honda dealer. It's going to be $500 more, but they're not going to dick me around.
Well, I hope you find a car soon. Mm-hmm. Yours is leaking oil now.
Everywhere. Oh, man, everywhere. I took it to get it fixed, right, because it's leaking oil. And the guy wrote down all the things wrong and slid it across the table, and he's like, don't even fix it.
Wow.
Just trade it in. Just get rid of it. It's not even... And it's not worth the price to fix it. Because it's $600 to fix it. This place was going to give me $400 for my car. Why would I put that money into it?
But that's not even something that the E-POTUS can afford.
Oh, man. But I'm not the EPOTUS.
You're not the EPOTUS.
Nobody wrote me in. Harambe got more votes than me. He's dead.
Oh, you don't know. Maybe we don't have the election results specifically to see how many people wrote in Emperor President Kelli on the ballot. But unfortunately, that does mean that you have to concede.
I do.
The election.
Do I really? Do all
was that a concession speech? Concession speech is what you have to deliver.
Do all of them have to give a concession, or is it just like the major running?
The major one. So you have to give your speech to the brokettes out there.
I have to
let them know that that they were right in believing in you.
Thank you all for your beliefs in me. Beliefs in me. And for the opportunity to participate in this election. I came into this election very late in the game and was not expecting this amount of support. So, thank you. While I am not your president, I do think that we should respect the new president to an extent. I will keep my political views to myself on the show.
So graceful. Emperor Palpatine.
Because I do have a strong belief that politics do really tear people apart. Who you are tomorrow is not, or who you are today, your political beliefs don't change that. You're still the same person.
So honest. So
and I will bomb them all. I'm sorry. I will say that I was surprised by the results of this election. And I wish it had been me, because I truly thought I was going to win.
So humble.
But in 4 years, I will run again, and we will see what happens then.
Hopefully with
Amen.
a campaign. Amen. With a campaign, better prepared, stronger campaign.
I need to start campaigning now. 4
years stronger. 4 years of more brokettes.
So like the 2 more brokettes that we're going to gain?
Exactly.
Maybe 4. I'll give us 1 a year.
Thank you so much, Emperor Palpatine still. You still retain your title of Emperor.
Well, I mean, of course, that's my name. I'm going to change it on my birth certificate. Emperor President Palpatine is going to be on my birth certificate.
But with that, brokettes, all that negativity out the door.
Whew.
We've got the stuff that makes us happy, that distracts us from real life.
from car cars. Shopping. Oh, it was so frustrating. I'm still angry.
And this week we do have 2 weeks worth of news.
2 weeks worth of news.
And a lot of it is movie stuff. Kicking it off with Disney.
So Disney has moved up the date to The Incredibles 2 and pushed back Toy Story 4 to 2019. That is the wrong move. Push Toy Story up, push Incredibles, goodbye.
I think shuffling Pixar. That's what Disney's doing. Honestly, if they had waited longer for Incredibles 2, which people have been asking for a long time, I don't understand why. Maybe it's because I don't have a family, like a family unit. I don't have a child. I don't have kids.
Oh, I was about to say, ouch. What are me and Ace?
Like, it is a family movie. And I mean that as in, like, with kids, husbands, wives, whatever. I think if I did have a kid, maybe I'd appreciate it more. I don't know.
Maybe if you were older and going through a midlife crisis like he was.
There you go. But when I watched The Incredibles, I wasn't at that age. I wasn't married. And it was just a regular movie that I understood adults enjoyed, and that's fine. So to me, Incredibles 2 is not something I'm looking forward to, but it is something that the internet has been asking for a very long time. There's a theme to this episode with people getting what they asked for the most part.
Except for cars.
And instead, Toy Story 4 is waiting, and I think it can wait. I think Toy Story has enough of a legacy and enough of a glue within its audience that they are willing to wait longer for the next Toy Story film than Incredibles. And to be honest, I don't think Toy Story needed another movie. Toy Story 3 wrapped up so incredibly well with the franchise and with the characters also.
I agree on that one. Really 100% on everything that you said. If they can tell a good story and keep up with the legacy of Toy Story like they have, then okay, go ahead and make another one. Make it for another generation. Something you've seen a lot with the Toy Story movies is they're really made for parents. You know, kids enjoy it too, but there's such a strong parent story in there as well. So it'll be very interesting to see what they pull from this one, what the next stage in life that they're going to try and show off. I really, really hope that it's not just the toys running around being the toys.
That hasn't been the case in the last couple of Toy Stories, so I think it'll be fine. I'm not too worried about it. I just don't see I could not be the person to write that movie.
Right. No.
Because I don't see where they can
any
go.
of them.
With the way it ended, everything was well done.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone had its own home. Everyone was tied with... We all said goodbye to the toys as an audience
and we
as well.
all cried together.
And we all cried together. Like, that is it. That's the end of the story. It is finished. But there's money to be made, Disney, so why not keep it going?
And they will. And if they're going to push back, if they need to push back one, I'm glad that it's Toy Story. Because, yeah, go ahead. Make that movie better. If you need more time, take it.
The Incredibles 2 will now release on June 15th, 2018, due to an accelerated production schedule. So 2 years from now, we will get that superhero Disney Pixar movie.
All right. Moving forward with some movie news, Johnny Depp has joined the Harry Potter cast as Gellert Grindelwald. Did I say that right?
I don't know. That's closer to your culture than mine.
Gellert Grindelwald in the sequel to Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Grindelwald is a dark wizard with ties to the Elder Wand and Albus Dumbledore.
Ooh. Do I sense a romance here?
Dumbledore was in love with Gellert, could not kill him, had to put him away.
In love with Johnny Depp? We've all been in love with Johnny Depp at some point.
Well, Albus is the most in love with him, and we're going to see that in the movie. Johnny Depp as a villain. Good or bad, can he play a villain? He's played a villain before. Secret Window was kind of an unexpected villain. And I think it's time for him to try to do something a little bit different than the rest of his roles. He's mainly been kind of the quirky hero. I mean, I guess in Pirates of the Caribbean, he was sort of a villain. Not really a hero, not really a villain.
He was an anti-hero, I guess.
So this might be getting closer to that, although more of a villainous role. I do think Johnny Depp is too big a name to be joining the Harry Potter franchise, or they needed that for the rest of the movies. Is Johnny Depp cheap enough now where you can put him in Harry Potter?
Or his kids really like it, and so he has to go be in it. Or he's trying to do something kidsy to get him away from the limelight of beating his wife. We do have a quote here, though. Depp's created several characters who have really resonated in our popular culture. He's a really brilliant actor. This comes from director David Yates. We were excited about seeing what he would do with this guy, the character. He's fearless. He's imaginative. He's ambitious. We thought he would do something fun and special. And weird and over the top.
There's going to be some eyeshadow, some eyeliner.
There's always eyeliner. And maybe a big hat. I don't know anymore.
Do you care at all about this? Is this a big deal?
No, it's really not. Granted, I never read the Harry Potter books. Okay, I'll just throw that out there. I never read any of them. But Fantastic Beasts does not look exciting to me. I will probably see it. I'm not rushing out to see it.
I think that's a good thing that we're not incredibly excited for them, because maybe it'll surprise us. Maybe this will be up there with Prisoner of Azkaban. That's my favorite of the Harry Potter films, is the third one. Mm-hmm. So who knows? It could be either way. We're going to get extra story from what the book offered, which I also didn't read. But if they're extending this to, what do we say, like five movies, then Johnny Depp's character is going to be one that we get until probably near the very end of this stretch of films.
I will just say I'm more excited for the new Pirates than for this movie. And I should not be excited for the new Pirates because the last three have sucked.
The sequel to Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is set to release November 18th, 2018.
So now it's time for one of my new favorite segments, What's New on Netflix. You can find the full list online, but this is just some things that we're interested in or that we want to throw out for the November 2016 Netflix ads.
Additions.
Things.
There wasn't too much this month. I don't know if that's with contracts ending as the year's ending, or they're saving up a lot of the additions until January. I'm not sure. Again, you can see the full list online, but we've got Cujo.
What's that?
Cujo is the horror movie about a killer dog.
Nope.
Also, Burn After Reading.
Oh, Cujo. That's what Dad used to call my old dog all the time. Because he'd, flip her on her back because he'd be playing with her and grab her by her neck and, shake her around. She'd be like, with her teeth. And Dad'd go, it's Cujo. And I thought it was just a weird dad thing. But, oh, man, this makes so much sense now.
You're learning things on this episode.
I learned many things. I've learned many things today. I've learned how to give a Succession speech and how to get angry about a car and walk out. Those men got the look, too.
What did I call it? Concession? It's a movie theater. You get popcorn.
Yes. Concession speech. Popcorn and Snickers.
Thank you for voting for me. So Burn After Reading we saw in theaters.
We did?
Malkovich, I believe, was in it. I remember liking it a lot, but we hadn't seen it since we
never
went to
seen that
theaters.
movie.
We saw it.
No.
I remember we saw it.
No.
We will watch it again this month on Netflix.
Burn After Reading. I don't remember it at all.
You will once we watch it.
All right.
Also,
but if you saw it with an ex-girlfriend, I'm going to be mad.
Also, 2016's The Jungle Book.
Mm-hmm. Never got an opportunity to see that in theaters, but you had wanted to see it.
Yeah, that made it to Netflix really fucking quick.
Because they're getting all the Disney movies. It's like, what's it called is already up there that I need to watch again.
Zootopia.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say the Bunny Rabbit movie, but yeah, there you go.
Those are pretty much the highlights for November that relate at least to the podcast or what we've talked about in the past, or that Kelly and I would recommend. Mm-hmm. Not a huge list. A little bit of television, but none of it is related to superhero stuff. So a little bit lighter on the what's new on Netflix for this month.
Keeping with some television news, Fox got smart. I am so proud of Fox Network right now. They have expanded Lucifer's second season from 13 episodes to 22.
When the fuck did Lucifer become this successful?
I don't know.
Like,
I've always loved it. I called it from the beginning. Loved it. What are its ratings? Like 1 billion?
I don't know specifically the ratings, but this increase in episodes comes as ratings have placed the show at 8 million viewers per episode.
That's amazing.
That's more than the 1 million moms that were against Olive Garden and Lucifer.
That is amazing. 8 million. What's the average for a TV show?
I'm not in the world of television at all.
I have this thing called the Google.
I do want to ask you something, though. As you're a fan of Lucifer, you love the TV show. Would you like to thank 1 million moms for putting more attention to the show?
Yes.
Because without them, I don't think as many people would have noticed, like, hey, there's a TV show called Lucifer and these people are mad at it. I wonder what that's about. Now, because of them, they brought more attention to it. Publicity.
Listen, that show is also written pretty well for women.
Yeah, correct. I don't know what that means.
Well, the thing is, like, you watch it, and you could write the show. Like, you're always saying what they're about to say. So, yeah, it's very predictable, but it's good. They don't tell me the ratings. Google, you ain't good.
We've got a quote here. Lucifer continues to deliver with great blasts of dark humor and ambitious storytelling, said Fox Broadcasting president David Madden. The show has turned out to be a true wicked pleasure, the perfect companion to Gotham, and we couldn't be more pleased to order these 9 additional episodes, end quote.
I wouldn't say it's the perfect companion to Gotham, but...
They're both dark. They're both silly.
Gotham gives me nightmares because it's spooky and weird, and the Mad Hatter is weird, and Lucifer just makes me happy. Lucifer pulled me away from watching the election numbers last night. That's how you know it's good. Because I was refreshing that bitch all the time, like, oh.
Where's the purple states for the reasons I'm broke's Palpa Kelly?
Yeah, is that what color it'd be? Purple?
It'd be purple.
Purple for Palpa Kelly. There were no purple states. There weren't even any purple counties.
If you want to catch up on Lucifer, it is up on Hulu, but also airs on Fox Monday nights.
We watch them all on the Hulu. Another show that's coming back and getting extended, I guess. Is that how you tie it in?
Yeah, it's definitely getting extended. Holy shit.
So excited. Was not expecting this. I had written it off in my heart as Gone Forever. Much as I have this car now. Gone Forever.
You came to terms with the end of Young Justice, Toy Story, the presidency, this car. A lot of closure this year.
You know? But then they're just reeling me back in. So fan favorite animated series Young Justice is returning for a new season as confirmed by Warner Brothers Animation.
No date or network have been confirmed, but production is already underway. Emperor Papa Kelly, what network does it need to be on?
Netflix. That's it.
Why Netflix?
Because, as somebody posted, once Netflix picks something up, it goes on forever.
That's kind of true, actually.
Yeah. So they're already streaming both seasons on Netflix. It just makes sense for Netflix just to keep it going. I mean, if a network is going to do it, Cartoon Network.
Again, I guess.
I mean, I guess. Where else would it really work?
It was doing fine in ratings. It was just the toy lines that weren't selling.
Right.
And in this case, as we kept saying, back when we were pushing for Young Justice to come back, it's not just watching it on Netflix that's going to bring back the show. It's going to be buying the Blu-rays. You buy Young Justice, and then you buy Young Justice Invasion. Just like with Green Lantern, the animated series. We wanted that to return. We bought the entire season on Blu-ray because it was an awesome show. And arguably, I like Green Lantern, the animated series, more than Young Justice.
Yeah,
I think it's a stronger show. But for a lot, they're both still good, either way. And we're glad that at least one of them returned this time around.
I think that the smartest move, honestly, would be to put it up on Netflix. Because the other two are already there. Release a whole season at a time, you're done. And then you're not pulling away from the other things that Cartoon Network is showing, or any other network is showing.
Do we need to do another time jump for season 3? We already did one for Invasion, where Robin turned into Robin, but went by Nightwing. And we had additional characters, and some who grew up, some who went through some redesigns as well. Do we need another one for the new season?
I wouldn't do a big one if they did. Maybe 6 months. So, the last season ended, I mean, it was rough. We lost the Kid Flash.
Yeah, he needs to return.
Right. I mean, will he return? We don't know.
He will. I think he will.
You think he will?
Absolutely.
I mean, if it does, we need to skip like 6 months into the future, find out how everybody's coped in that 6 months or a year, where everybody is, and move forward from there.
New characters. Who do you add?
Starfire. Just don't even need to finish.
3.
Starfire.
Starfire needs to be there.
Yes.
You've seen the redesign?
Yes. So supposedly, I don't know how accurate it is, but the person who designed all the characters for Young Justice designed a Starfire in anticipation of her being in the third season. Of course, the third season didn't happen at that time, but the art was up there.
The same crew is working on season 3.
Right.
So that's pretty much confirming that Starfire will be in season 3.
I hope so. She needs to be with Nightwing if it happens.
Was there any romantic interest in seasons 1 or 2 with Nightwing?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure there wasn't.
Superboy.
And McGann.
Yeah.
There was Bow and Arrow Lady.
Was it Speedy? No. Speedy. Arsenal was someone else with Cheshire. Last time I remember.
Yes, but then there was Kid Flash and what's her name?
The Green Arrow girl, Miss Green Arrow.
Hair. Yeah, blonde hair.
How do we name her if we're in the 50s or 60s? Lady Green Arrow, She Arrow, Miss Green Arrow,
Madam Arrow.
There you go. Couldn't just be Green Arrow. Couldn't just be Speedy. Are you sure it wasn't Speedy?
No, her name's not Speedy. Man, now I'm angry. I'm gonna have to Google this.
Do you stick to Young Justice, or do you add anyone from Teen Titans? Are we looking at maybe seeing an appearance of Raven? We haven't seen Cyborg yet, but I'm assuming that he's going to be in the Justice League as well.
Maybe see Raven. I don't know. It'd be kind of cool.
I'll tell you what I want to see. Now that Dick Grayson is trying to be Nightwing, give me Damian Wayne.
Oh, that'd be cool.
A Robin and an older Robin in season 3 of Young Justice. Bring back Ra's al Ghul. He can come back with Wally West.
He's just coming back with him?
He was stuck in the Speed Force, too.
Oh, okay. Why was he stuck? Artemis, there
you go.
Artemis. Why was he stuck in the Speed Force?
There's another Lazarus pit in the Speed Force that he hasn't tapped into yet.
You know what this sounds like? Bad fan fiction. But I'm proud of you. You came up with a great plot.
Well, there would have been romance in there if it was a bad fan fiction.
He's got to have a romance with one of the Flashes now that he's in the Speed Force. He's got to. Or he uses the Speed Force to get to Batman all the time. Like,
detective.
And then he's like, gone.
Another quote here. The affection that fans have had for Young Justice and their rallying cry for more episodes has always resonated with us, said Warner Brothers Animation President Sam Register. We are excited to bring the show back for this loyal fan base and to provide an opportunity for new viewers to discover this excellent series.
Amazing. It's about time. So Young Justice and Young Justice Invasion ran from 2011 to 2013 with 2 seasons. So that's a pretty big gap. 3 years we've been waiting.
Korra was another show.
Yes.
That didn't return for a few years with its new season.
2 years they skipped.
About 2 years. Yeah. Because they didn't know if they were going to get a season 2. They saw the reaction from fans, and then they started working on it. Is season 3 too far gone from when the last premiered or when it last canceled?
Have you not seen the reaction all over your Facebook when this got announced? All over the place. Like, people still love these characters, love this show. I thought it was a great show. It's been 3 years since I saw any of the episodes, but I still love it. I'm still excited.
It hasn't been quite as long for me. I've been watching them on Netflix.
Okay.
Getting its numbers up.
Listen, I'm proud of you, But I have things to do like buying cars and running for president, so I did not have time.
Even with this wonderful return, not everyone's happy. And we have this week's Nerd Rage Reaction!
There's birds in there too.
You want to explain? Because I can't. I'm coughing still.
That's fine. So, Nerd Rage Reaction is where we find a comment on the internet of someone who's just having a bad day. They're upset because I didn't win presidency, and they're just taking it out on these nerd things. They're just unhappy. We're not going to tell you who said it. You're more than welcome to go out and look up this person and laugh along with us.
So this Nerd Rager says, why didn't WB do this 3 years ago? Why now when they knew damn well they could have continued the series years ago?
It's called funding?
It's called who the fuck knew that they could do another season 3.
Right.
It's when something gets canceled, the way a business works, the way these companies are working is they don't cancel something and go, oh, wait, fans are tweeting about it online. Instead, they step back, they work on their other projects because they have something in mind to fill in those gaps when something gets canceled. Mm-hmm. And that's what they do. And they put that forward. Beware the Batman, I think, was one of the shows that was filling in for the WB shows. Eventually that went away. But they don't just go on a whim and say, oh, I'm sorry, you're right, my bad. Let's go ahead and just put this back. Instead, they step back and said, okay, well, what deals can we get for Netflix? Let's see if there's still a fan base a year from now. Because a lot of these, there's always going to be a rallying call for any show that gets canceled.
Of course.
Hey, why'd you cancel my favorite show? Because every show is someone's favorite. And that was the case with Young Justice as well. Except, as you said, the fan base has not really... I mean, I was done with it after like a year ago. I was like, okay, I'm over it. But other people weren't. And they were still demanding Young Justice Season 3. They were buying the Blu-rays. They were watching on Netflix. There were new fans coming about because it was on Netflix. How many kids do you think come home from school? I mean, it's not like when I was growing up where you turn on the television and you're on a schedule and you know what to watch at 4 o'clock. Instead, they go on Netflix after they finish their homework, hopefully, and they pick something on there that they want to see. Hey, something got added? Young Justice? I love superheroes. Superheroes are hot right now. Those are the greatest things ever. They're the action movies of today. I don't know what Young Justice is. I'm going to give it a shot. I recognize Robin from Teen Titans. Then they start watching it, and now they're familiar with Young Justice. And you create a new audience from that. And I think that's what this did. And I think Netflix definitely helped out in keeping those fires going for Young Justice.
Oh, for sure. And like you said, brand new, whole entire new fan base. Who knows how many more fans are there? And even if some of the fans, like you said, you were done holding out. Like, you're like, okay, we're not going to get it back. But now it's coming, and you're going to jump back on and watch it.
Of course.
They're still going to pull back in those fans who had maybe given up. And you still have those fans who still love it. I mean, I haven't been on DeviantArt in forever, but there were so many fan arts. So many people coming up with stuff for this show because they loved it. The one that got me the most, oh, man, it killed me. It's just like this white background, and it's Aya and Kid Flash just hanging out, dead together. And I'm like, stop. Oh, it was so good. And they mentioned something, and then in the end, they just like hold hands or something because they need comfort, and they're dead together. And I was like, oh, I love both these shows so much. Ugh. Razor and Aya just need... Can we put them in Young Justice so they can end up together?
I want them in anything.
Yeah.
They just need to... I mean, Aya's been in the comics already, and I guess Razor has through the adaptation of the show, but I want them to continue.
Yeah. They need to end up together. I was writing out my whole fanfic for that. I think I talked about it on the podcast. Never, went anywhere. But I have my idea of how they end up together. It's great.
On to some movie news. Back on Fox, 20th Century Fox is retooling its X-Men franchise, according to The Hollywood Reporter.
Oh, okay. Jennifer Lawrence, James McAvoy?
McAvoy.
There's no A in there.
That's just the way it said.
Okay. And Michael Fassbender are no longer under contract to make more X-Men films. And Hugh Jackman has remained in saying that Logan will be his final X-Men movie.
So far, Kelly, we've got Gambit, Deadpool 2, Deadpool 3, and Logan as the current slate of X-Men Universe films.
That's too many. Stop.
Notice there isn't one in there that's just titled X-Men. X-Men, 4 from this new continuity of younger X-Men characters. They need to do something to continue that franchise. I mean, Apocalypse still made money, wasn't as well received as First Class, and First Class we fucking adored. We love that movie. But they need to. It's a moneymaker. They can't give it up to Disney. It's making them too much money. But they do need to do something. They've already sort of done a reboot with First Class. Mm-hmm. It's still tied into the old continuity and some of the old characters, which I thought was kind of a bad move when they went into Days of Future Past. Instead, are they going to focus on X-Force? Are they going to focus on Deadpool? Is Deadpool their new X-Men universe that they use as the center and build around it?
I don't know. I mean, Deadpool made him a lot of money, but I feel like when you start getting into 2 and 3, can he really carry that? Do you think he can carry that?
1 made a lot of money, well, and 2 is going to introduce Domino, and it's going to have Cable as well.
Dominoes? And Cable? This sounds great. Man, I don't know. I'm not really as big into X-Men as other people are, so I'm probably not the best person to ask about this. Hopefully, I mean, I feel like they wouldn't be doing this unless they thought that they could make the money off of it.
Do you take the risk and cast a new Wolverine?
Oh, man. You can't cast a new Wolverine after Hugh Jackman. It's gone.
Okay. Then you go with X-23 as a new Wolverine.
Yes.
So you're saying continue the continuity?
Yes. With X-23. Yes. Women power. Bring more women. I think we're going to start seeing a lot more women in main roles in movies. I do. I think we're going to see it. You're like, with this president? No way.
No, I mean, I agree. It's kind of, I don't want to say stating the obvious, but we're definitely going to get more of that. I don't know if I still think it's a little too soon. I don't know how much money a X-23 Wolverine movie would make. I think they would recast Wolverine Logan before they do an X-23 Wolverine film as the new Wolverine without a Logan. I think so. But that's just because that's the way business mind work is. This made us this much money. Let's continue feeding that character and that property.
But, I mean, here's the thing. For so many people, Hugh Jackman is Wolverine.
Right.
You give me another Wolverine, you're going to have to reboot the entire franchise. You're going to have to reboot it all. You can't put another Wolverine and tell me it's Wolverine. It's not.
I'll tell you what, though. If they do a new Wolverine, he's got to be shorter, because that's the comics Wolverine. He's shorter than me. Shorter than you, actually. And has to be in the fucking yellow, blue, or yellow and brown, or yellow and orange actual suit. That'll be vastly different than what we got with Hugh Jackman.
Well, this is true. But this is what they also need to do. This is what they need to do. So in Logan, you get X-23. Introduce her. Make people love her. Boom. There you go. You're off on your own. I mean, don't make her have her own movie yet. But put her in movies with other characters. But they can't bring they can never bring a new Wolverine. I won't accept it. Sorry.
Retire the character.
I mean, it's Hugh Jackman or nothing, because, I mean, he's Hugh Jackman. I get he's not short and hairy, but he was great to look at, and it's Hugh Jackman. They can't. I won't accept anybody else.
It looks like there's also uncertainty on the DC side of movies with Warner Brothers. Due to director Rick Famuyiwa leaving 2018's The Flash feature film, the entire project may get pushed back.
Oof. There's a quote here that says, "I pitched a version of the film in line with my voice, humor, and heart. While it's disappointing that we couldn't come together creatively on the project, I remain grateful for the opportunity. I will continue to look for opportunities to tell stories that speak to a fresh, generational, topical, and multicultural point of view." This comes from Famuyiwa, citing creative differences.
There's also speculation that Kiersey Clemons, who was playing Iris West, will be dropping as well due to her past working relationship with Famuyiwa.
Oh, what was going on there?
Some actors like to have their director.
Well, currently the film is set to come out March 16th, 2018. We'll see what happens.
It's supposed to start filming soon.
Ooh.
Like, way too soon to just be like, fucking this guy. But they're saying we're going to get a new director and everything's still on schedule. This is the second director they've lost.
Can I cite creative differences, and that's why I didn't win the EPOTUS?
There you go. Do it.
I didn't win EPOTUS because of creative differences. I am very happy to have had this opportunity.
There's also speculation that Kiersey, who again was playing Iris West, already filmed a cameo in Justice League, which if she doesn't come back for Flash, they're going to have to cut that scene.
Oh, yeah, that'll be bad. You can't, it'd be like switching out Wolverine. You just can't do it.
Yeah, you can't.
No, can you see anybody else as Wolverine?
No, but people also said they couldn't see Hugh Jackman as Wolverine because he's fucking humongous.
But he did a great job.
Yeah, you
we
get
all
fined
loved it.
eventually, and eventually there's going to be a new Wolverine.
He only ate chicken and didn't drink water. That is dedication. Nobody else would do that for us.
You don't know that.
Nobody else would
Eventually
do
there's going to be a better Wolverine.
No,
There's
there
going to be a
won't.
better
that.
Batman.
I don't know what you're talking about. Better Batman?
In the live action.
Kevin
not in
Conroy?
No,
Oh,
not
okay.
in
But,
the
I mean,
world
can
of
Kevin
actual.
Conroy come to live action? Can he do that?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't care.
I mean, Kevin Conroy can play Wolverine. I'll accept that, too.
There you go. Someone better than Hugh Jackman.
Okay, well, but no. I take that back. Kevin Conroy is real skinny and real tall.
On to some more positive news. The Wonder Woman trailer.
Yes?
This was the full one, no longer the teaser.
Mm-hmm.
I used to want to save the world. This beautiful place. But the closer you get, the more you see the great darkness within.
Beautiful. It's awesome. I loved it.
There was a lot more slow motion than I expected
Yeah?
in that trailer. I was like, I don't know about, like, some of these action scenes look like they're really relying on the slow motion, green screen behind you, kind of. It looked a little bit too computerized. I still think I'm more concerned with the plot and the script and the acting, but the action scenes that they do have so far, in the teaser looked amazing, and this one they just kind of piled on the slow motion a little bit too much.
Right.
But that being said, the trailer that's currently out is not for us, because we're gonna go pay and see the movie. This is already finished, and that's something that I'm seeing a lot of people now mention is, I don't know if I want to see the new Wonder Woman trailer because I'm already going to see it next year. So if I want to avoid any spoilers or additional scenes that I want to see for the first time on the big screen, I shouldn't be seeing any of these anymore. And that's actually the correct way to do this, because trailers are there to sell you a movie.
Right.
If you're already going to see the movie, there's no reason for you to see the trailers aside from, I guess, getting more excited for the movie itself. But then you run the risk of seeing scenes or seeing, you know,
Jokes.
jokes or quote unquote the whole movie, like in Batman v Superman.
Right.
When we kept telling you within 6 months, don't see the trailers, because that's when you're going to start seeing almost all of the iconic scenes from the film. And I guess it's kind of the same thing with Wonder Woman, but just seeing those slow motion scenes and little snippets all put together, yeah, it may give someone like me the wrong impression, but maybe when the movie's out and it's, you know, preceded with a different scene of dialogue or whatever, it may work better. And that's really the right way to kind of consume one of those movies, is from beginning to end.
Definitely. I think the trailer did its job, though. I think it got people excited. I saw a lot of comments on my Facebook where people are going, when that Wonder Woman theme song plays, like, boom, I'm excited. I'm ready to go. Like, people love that. And it just reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean, but that's just me, whatever. So I think it's definitely doing its job. It looks like they're staying very faithful to the character of Wonder Woman, which is great, because I think out of the Trinity, that's the one that people know the least.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah, definitely.
So sticking very true to that, you know, you see her character in this new world and she doesn't really understand anything, so then you'll have these humorous moments too. But then you have these fight scenes that I think look really cool when she's blocking bullets with her, like, pew, 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 pew. I'm like, yeah! I don't know, I think it's cool. I think it did its job.
Wonder Woman is set to release June 2nd, 2017.
Awesome, we're almost there, about 6, 7, 8 months away.
7 months away?
Yeah.
8 months away, yeah.
Wow. So moving into some convention news, weird. Wizard World has filed a lawsuit against now fired Chief Marketing Officer Stephen Seamus.
We've gone to Wizard World before. I actually went this year.
You never invite me on your vacation, so...
Well, there's going to be a Wizard World Orlando next year, so we'll go to that one.
Don't want to. Change my mind.
This case alleges that Seamus used his position as an organizer for celebrity guests at Wizard World conventions to illegally obtain and sell autographed merchandise valued in the lawsuit at over $1 million.
I thought you were going to say he used it to get blowies. I was like, well, sign him up for presidency too. The case also has 10 unnamed defendants who are said to have aided Seamus in obtaining and selling autographed merchandise.
Quote here, Seamus often negotiated money-losing deals for Wizard World in order to gain access to celebrities whom he could exploit for his own enrichment, stated Wizard World.
Well, hey, good for this guy.
It's kind of, it sucks.
I mean,
It's
it
shady.
does. But he saw an opportunity and he took it.
Oh, jeez. Just allowing his company to lose money. It's stealing from the company,
Yeah,
is what
exactly.
he was doing.
And he's going to lose a lot of money for it. I mean, he already lost his job. And at the end of the day, stealing from your company is never worth it. I tell people that all the time.
In this case, though, it is publicly hurting Wizard World. Because now a lot of artists are saying, this is why I don't go to Wizard World as often, because there's all these weird people involved. Oh, I'm glad I didn't go to Wizard World and not support this. It's really bizarre because they wouldn't be supporting stealing necessarily. Mm-hmm. It's just an employee that unfortunately, strayed from his company's moral fucking handbook or whatever. It still hurts Wizard World, unfortunately.
I see where the artists are coming from, but like you said, at the same time, it was this one guy who did something wrong. I mean, you could say that about any company. If somebody's stealing from the company, oh, I'm glad I didn't go spend my money there to support this guy. He's going to get what's coming to him. Wizard World will get that money back. They're going to win the lawsuit. I mean, if they have this much evidence against him and all these people who can come out and say, yeah, he charged me less to come here or whatever.
On to our piece of comic book news this week. Jean-Luc Picard and the rest of the Next Generation crew will be crossing over with the world of Aliens in the latest crossover between IDW and Dark Horse Comics.
Who thinks these things up? Who does
Geniuses,
it?
Kelly.
Geniuses. Geniuses. For realsies.
Star Trek, The Next Generation / Aliens Acceptable Losses, that's a long title, is scheduled to debut April 2017.
Acceptable losses? There are no acceptable losses.
Not with Jean-Luc Picard.
No.
Always wins.
Engage.
Best captain.
That's awesome.
Always on top.
I like how they just take our childhood. Not even our childhood, because we're not that old. But, like...
No, it's our childhood. I grew up with Aliens. I definitely saw a couple episodes of Star Trek The Next Gen.
I mean,
and then as an adult, I saw all of them.
But, like, was Next Gen current when we were kids?
Yeah.
Really? Mm-hmm. When did Next Gen start?
87, I want to say.
Okay.
Ran for, like, 12 seasons.
We weren't born.
No, but when it really started taking off, what was it, like 90, 92, 93?
I'm going to Google this. Would that be my slogan for my campaign? I've said it like 4 times.
It is. It's going to be definitely your slogan.
Kelly, what would you do in this situation? I'm going to Google this.
So how do you think Jean-Luc is going to handle the xenomorphs? Aliens? Are crew members going to die under Jean-Luc's...
Of course. Some red shirts are going to die. Yellow shirts, whatever color they were then.
Well, it was red shirts, but with Next Generation, they actually changed a lot of those regular, I guess, tropes or patterns that the older Star Trek show did. And that's kind of what made Next Gen so different because, it wasn't a young, handsome captain. It was this older, handsome captain.
This old, handsome captain. This old, handsomer captain.
You had different alien races as part of the crew as opposed to all humans.
Syrup first
except
mate.
For Spock. Was Spock the only alien in the original Star Trek?
Yeah, I think so. The only one on the crew, anyway. And then
Next Gen had several of them, and an android.
What was Next Gen the first one after the original?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, there was the android. Wasn't there? There was Klingon. Worf was there.
Yep.
There was what's her name? Counselor Troy. She was an alien.
She was another alien.
Syrup was an alien. Riker, he was not human. Yeah, they had a lot.
He was superhuman with his abilities to eat?
Yes, superhuman.
All that syrup?
We didn't get the big ear things until...
The Ferengi?
Yeah, the Ferengi with the teeth and the ears. They were weird.
Well, they were Next Gen, but they didn't become a crew member until Deep Space Nine.
And even then, they were just kind of shady. They were like those car salesmen.
I didn't like the Ferengi until I saw Deep Space Nine, and I'm like, I guess they're not all bad. Like, I became not racist against Ferengi all of a sudden.
Wasn't Next Gen when we run into, what's them names for the first time? The Borg.
Yes.
Oh, man, they were scary. When we get to Voyager, forget about it. Those things were terrifying. And we had Q. He was kind of a crew member. Best.
Q better appear in this Aliens crossover.
I hope so.
And with that, Brokettes, we've got a super Patreon shout-outs of the week. This is encompassing the last 2 weeks, this week and last week. Yep, don't worry, Brokettes. If you were going to get your shout-out last week with what would have been the normal episode. You're going to get it this week as well as week 2 of November's Patreon shoutouts.
So our first shout out goes to Alexander, who is at Swordfish Show. You can also go to purpleswordfish.com.
Yeah, and these are all Twitter handles. Definitely check out purpleswordfish.com for his Let's Plays on Madden and also on the latest indie titles.
Our next shout out goes to Lourdes and Katie.
Thank you so much for your backing.
Next we have Christopher, who is at The Irish on Fire.
Always a huge supporter of our show and the podcast.
And finally is Bobby at Cuban Slim.
The Amiibo Hunter himself.
Is that his name? He's an Amiibo hunter?
Oh yeah, he's the best. The best person I know at finding Amiibos. If you ever need someone to trade Amiibos with, that's the guy you go to.
Yeah?
At Cuban Slim.
Does he like... This hunting Amiibos is interesting to me. Is he like going through the woods, like...
The woods of
Amiibos?
aisles and registers and other not desirable
nerds,
Amiibos.
pushing
Nerds,
across
definitely.
nerds, trying to find these Amiibos.
Kids, children.
That's pretty cool. What am I a good hunter at?
Superman loves Batman moments.
Oh, yep, there we go.
That's your
I find
superpower.
it. It's my superpower.
So
See, if I were the Epotus, I would have brought that to the world.
the world could have known. That would have been world peace too.
Yeah.
You want to start a war? Watch this
"Oh,
Superman loves Batman moment.
Yeah, I would have... My campaign is what brought back Young Justice Season 3. They thought I was going to get in, so they're like, oh, need to make this for her.
So again, thanks to Alexander, Lourdes and Katie, Christopher, and Bobby for your backing on Patreon.
If you want to help us support the show also, you can head over to patreon.com/thereasonsimebroke for as little as $1 a month, 25 cents an episode. That's not including our unboxings, which we did a pretty rad one today. Just saying.
36 booster packs.
36 Pokemon booster packs. So with that, you too could be a Patreon supporter.
We are much closer to our third goal of a revamped website and additional t-shirt designs for all the brokettes out there. So huge thanks to we're coming onto the end of 2016, even having hit our first 2 goals on Patreon. Very happy that we made it this far. And it's all thanks to our Patreon backers that we do have the show that we have today with the guests, with the alphonic audio. As always, our podcast will be free for all time, but it is, if you do want some perks such as shoutouts, decals, just head on over to patreon.com/thereasonsimbroke.
But of course, guys, the best thing you can do for us is share us with your friends, with your family, maybe not with your grandma. But share us with other people who enjoy these things as well. We do this podcast for you guys. We love interacting with you, talking with you, mostly just sharing the things that make us broke and that we like to geek out on.
And a final thanks to fandomfi.com for helping us out at the $5 tier for decals.
Before our comic book highlight this week, something that I have failed to mention with Brokettes, and I apologize, I have started playing my Pokemon Yellow again in anticipation of Pokemon Moon.
Is this your Pokemon updates?
This is my Pokemon update of my Pokemon Yellow. So I've been playing for 3 weeks now?
It feels like much longer than that.
I don't feel like it's longer than
Since
that.
they added it to the eShop.
No, but I haven't been playing it since then. I downloaded it, and then I didn't start playing it. I'm only like 20 hours into the game. I'm really not that far. So I started playing it again. Totally forgot that I had it, and then when I was scrolling through to play the Moon demo, which I really should play again because you get stuff if you keep talking to those people, and I was just like, fuck this, I'm not going to talk to them. Started playing again. I didn't realize how hard that game was. That game is hard. Those old games, they're hard.
Are they harder than Red and Blue?
Yellow? I mean, it's the same thing. They really didn't change that much.
Well, they give you Charmander,
Yeah.
Squirtle,
Yeah.
Bulbasaur, Pikachu.
Yeah.
But Pikachu is a tougher starter than Charmander.
Yeah.
That's super hard mode.
Are you kidding? Yeah, because you can't beat stupid
Brock?
Rockman. Yeah, Brock. Sorry, I forgot his name. You can't beat him with Pikachu. So I got...
What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to hit the sprinkler and then do Thunderbolt to Onyx.
All right. No, that didn't work. I tried. Okay. So what I did, something they did change in the game, and it's just for Yellow. You can catch Nidoran male and female in Viridian, the first town before. No, not Viridian. Before you go into the forest. Yeah, that's
Pallet?
Viridian. No, that's Viridian.
Viridian.
You go Pallet, Viridian, and then you go into Viridian Forest. So yeah, you can catch them on that little road to the Elite Four. There's that little patch of grass, and you can catch Nidoran male and female and Mankey. So fighting is super effective against rock. I didn't know this. Well, but apparently it is. So I cut my Nidoran male and female and, like, wiped out Brock and his stupid Onix. I was like, die, you son of a bitch. Because I didn't want to catch Caterpie or anything like that. So I made it through that gym. And then I bought that shady-ass Magikarp for $500. And spent a long time level grinding him. And got my Gyarados, which is awesome because he's really strong and he's really fast and he has high defense. Which is cool because then, like, I could beat everybody. But he doesn't learn any moves. The dumbass. He doesn't learn anything.
So you had Bite, Splash.
Yes.
And what was the last one?
Tackle.
And Tackle.
That's all he knows. That is all my Gyarados knows. So now he's in my box. Sorry. Because I just caught a Dratini, which is a pain in the ass to catch. You can't catch Dratini till the Safari Zone. You have to use a Super Rod. He only pops up every 5 Pokemon, so I have to see 4 Magikarps before I can see him. And then you throw 1 Pokeball and he runs away.
It's Dragonite.
I know. Well then, and he's hard to train too because he doesn't evolve till like level 25 or something, right? But I'm far enough in the game that when I caught him at level 10, he can't beat anything by himself.
Doesn't Dratini know Wrap, though?
Yeah.
Isn't that the broken move anyway? You can just wrap over and over
again?
again?
It is, but if he's too slow that the other Pokemon attacks first, forget about it.
Well,
he's done.
Train him just like fucking Magikarp. Put him out there, switch, get him the XP. Or get experience share, or experience all. Problem solved.
Yeah. What is experience share? No, they only have experience all. So they would all learn it, which...
That's fine.
...is a pain. No, I'm not about that life. Anyway... So, moral of the story, it's been pretty easy up till this point. Like, I'm going around killing everybody. I got Squirtle. He went in my box. I got Charmander. I'm about to put him in there, too, because I want a Growlithe or Vulpix or something else.
Yeah, Ninetales and Arcanine are definitely cooler.
Right, than fucking Charizard, right? So, he's about to go away as soon as... I just need to learn Surf. I got to beat Koga and, like, surf down from Pallet, because I'm not about that Seafoam Islands life. I've never gotten through Seafoam Islands. This is the time I'm going to get through Seafoam Islands, but I've never done it. So I'm going to get one of them. I already put Gyarados in the box. I got rid of Pidgeotto. Like, I only pull him out when I need to fly someplace, but he's really not that strong either. Pikachu's, like, weak as fuck, but it's Pikachu.
You're going to keep using it.
I got to use him. Use him.
Make him stronger. Little Lightning Stone. Turn him into a Raichu. Fix him right up.
Yeah, except you can't turn him into a Raichu.
Well, what you need to do is trade him over to Red and Blue, evolve him, and then move him back.
I'm not going to do that. Can I tell you when Jesse and James show up, I always send out my Pikachu to fight them? Because they always have to be. Like that Meowth, gotta have that Pikachu. Where am I? Now I'm at Koga, right? And Koga's supposed to be a poison gym.
One of the gym leaders,
yes?
Right?
Am I wrong? He's poison.
Correct.
And Psychic is super effective against poison.
Yes.
Right? Okay, perfect.
In those games, Psychic was super effective against everything.
Yeah, except Ghost.
No, it is super effective against Ghosts, too.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I used him in Lavender Town. Lavender Town was hard as shit, too. Anyway, so I go to, like, fight his little, like, gym buddies, because I have a Kadabra, too. Mm-hmm. He'll never turn into an Alakazam, because I have nobody to trade with, but I have my Kadabra. And so I go up to the first guy. Keep in mind, at this point, my Pokemon are about level 30. You know, I switch them out and I train them all evenly, so everybody's level 30. These guys are sending out level 38 Drowsies.
Jesus.
And I'm like, this isn't even... It's not even poison. What are you even talking about? So Koga has poison Pokemon, but all his little lackeys have Psychic, and so I can't even get through his gym because they're all level 38s. And so I'm researching. I'm like, well, am I supposed to go to Sabrina first? But Sabrina has level 50s, and Koga has level 38s, 40s, 42, I think, is one of his Pokemon. And I'm like,
Keep training.
I know. I gotta go up Cycling Road, but I don't have the patience to catch Snorlax.
Oh, Snorlax would super help you out.
Oh, well, I know he would, but I don't have the patience to catch him. Like, I know there's 2 of them, and I already ran away from the last one.
Why would you do that?
Because I didn't want him. He was
you frustrating. You could have had 2 Snorlaxes.
Okay, I get that, but he was frustrating. I don't really want Snorlax to be on my final team.
Oh.
I don't really want him to be on my final team.
One of the best Pokemon in that first gen. I get that.
So, maybe I'll tough it out and catch Snorlax tonight. But, like, I was out of Pokeballs, and he kept breaking out of stuff, and he kept using Rest, so I can't even, like...
I mean, it's frustrating, but it's worth it.
Okay, well, maybe I'll suck it up. Anyway, so I'm bicycling backwards up Cycling Road, and that's just a pain in the ass. Trying to train this Dratini, who's only, like, level 18. That's my life right now. That's a hard game. They take forever to level up. You can't see how many more XP they need.
Yep.
Frustrating.
Tough games.
It's tough.
Tough games when we're growing up.
But I'm enjoying it. I feel like I'm going down memory lane halfway through the game now. We'll see what happens.
There's your Pokemon update, Brokettes.
That was a long update. That's because I haven't, talked about it before.
You were itching to Pokemon.
I was. I'm about to go play it right now. This was it, guys. Thank you. Have a great day. I'm going to play some Pokemon.
Let's wrap it up with our comic book highlight, which is Superman number 10 from DC's Rebirth line.
This is written by Peter J. Tomasi and Patrick Gleason, with art by Patrick Gleason, and the colors is John Calise.
Part 1.
Part 1.
So this is a crossover, jumping on point. If you are looking to jump into Superman, which you should be, because Superman is the best story, best comic right now from DC Rebirth, you can jump on with Superman number 10. This is the issue in which, and so far all 9 issues have been the story of Superman as a dad, raising little Jonathan Kent Jr., who is still coming to terms with his superpowers. And in this case, Damian Wayne gets involved, and like his father, needs to keep an eye on Jonathan Kent Jr.
Of course.
And keep him under control.
Of course.
Which gets the dads involved, which gets them upset at each other and at their kids. Is this the beginning of... Is Superman really upset at this situation? He gets pretty upset.
He's upset because it hurt his son, right? But then, once he's in the situation, he's like, oh, it's like we're raising them together.
Superman loves Batman theme song.
I can lift you up. I can show you what you want to see and take you where you want to be. You could be my luck. Even if the sky is falling down, I know that we'll be safe and sound. We're safe and sound.
So, I mean, it's a really good issue. I don't want to spoil any more of it. Because it's really good. Both of them act like you would expect them to as fathers. You know, you get to see Jonathan and Damian together for the first time.
Yep.
Which will lead into Super Sons.
Can't wait.
Yep, can't wait. But their dynamic is great. You know, they're both very different characters, much like Superman and Batman. But I think by the end of this arc, by the end of Super Sons, we're really going to see a strong friendship born from that.
And if you are curious about Super Sons, and you are taking our advice and reading Superman, this arc will essentially be the prequel or the lead up to Super Sons, because it is also written by one of our favorites, the same exact writer, Peter J. Tomasi.
Yes.
So if you like this arc, you will like Super Sons. Super Sons will be a once-a-month series, which gives Peter J. Tomasi enough time to write Superman and Super Sons and whatever the fuck he wants, because we will follow Peter J. Tomasi wherever he goes.
Forever.
Same with Pat Gleason.
If I had won the presidency, he would have written all my speeches.
Not Paul Dini?
No, Peter J. Tomasi. Because Paul Dini, I love Paul Dini, but he gives in too easily. When they do something with his character, he's like, yeah, it's fine, whatever they want to do. No, Paul Dini, fight it.
Not Brian K. Vaughan?
Oh, man, I do love Brian K. Vaughan. He would make the people like me too much.
I thought you were going to say he needs to work on Saga.
He does need to work on Saga.
And not my speeches.
He does. But I will fly him to the White House and give him, all the things he needs so he can just work on Saga. Same with Fiona Staples.
The Saga wing? The Saga branch?
Yeah. Yep. So there's the executive, the legislative, the other one. And
Judicial?
Judicial. And then the Saga branch.
The Saga branch.
Yeah.
Just build into it.
I would have them also create a comic about my presidency. It'd be great. Then people could pick it up and
get Eisner's.
You don't actually yes, and Breisner's, right?
And Breisner's, more importantly.
They don't actually have to read the news. They can just read my comic to know what I'm doing currently.
Would it be a weekly, twice a month, or monthly?
With Brian K. Vaughan, I would hope for at least a monthly. He's got to be working on Saga too, so I don't want to pull him away too much.
It's a good idea. That'd be a really good way to keep up on the presidency, is to have it written by a comic writer.
Right?
In comics.
It's great.
Nerdiest presidency ever.
Just read what I'm doing. I have great ideas. This is why I should have won.
In the meantime, they have to tune into the podcast every week, which works out because they hear it straight from you.
Yep. See, my comic about presidency, I'd be doing foreign politics over here, but then I'd be playing yellow version over here. Both of them. They would both be in the comic.
So bold, Papa Kelly.
I know, I'm brilliant.
The Emperor of Life.
Tim Yates, write this comic about me with all this extra time that you have.
There you go, Brokettes. That will do it for our podcast this week. Once again, thanks for sticking with us in our week break while I got better. Still getting better, and I will hopefully be firing on all cylinders next week. Still fighting back, suppressing this cough, and I think I did all right.
Yeah.
All things considered.
I'm very proud of you.
So thank you so much for tuning in, Brokettes. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Kelly.
We'll see you next week.